Today we are reading Borisin Folk Song Collection, a collection of Borisin folk songs, with annotations and editing by the Cultural Anthropology Department of the Grand Virtue Academy. Part 1. To the Venerable Ten Lords. I'm Dr. Zhong Guang, a doctor in cultural anthropology from the Lo Fu's Grand Virtue Academy. Together with my team of 26 dedicated researchers and students, we have collected and recorded the cultural phenomenons regarding the Borisin tribes and hunting rituals. Our journey led us to scour battlefields in search of war relics, seek out freed slaves, and even conduct field research by infiltrating Borisin settlements under the guise of an IPC trade team. Throughout our research, we lost 3 researchers, including my own mentor. Now the research and data compilation effort spanning 6 decades has drawn to a close. We humbly present this tome titled Borisin Folk Song Collection. Within its pages, you will find a comprehensive compilation of 251 oral epics and ballads of the Borisin, serving as a valuable reference. Dr. Zhong Guang, anthropologist from the Lo Fu Grand Virtue Academy. Number 27. The Birth of Durin. Footnote 1. Borisin were short-lived, skinner than most. We dared not move about in broad daylight, fighting for survival in the shadows of night. Footnote 2. And clouds came down, rain poured, and lightning flashed and thunder roared. A din, a crack, a peal, a crash, and from the sky fell flesh and blood smashed. Muttering prayers with scrape and bows, the great shaman fell on his knees repeatedly, genuflected, claiming that this was a fortuitous mark, a sign of the Master of Immortality's heart. Footnote 3. 22 days later, the tribe's chieftain child was born. Footnote 4. Strong and powerful as a wild beast right from the womb born. That was Durin, our first warhead. Footnote 1. This folk song holds significant importance in the ritualistic practices of the Borisin. It should be noted that the Borisin possess a distorted understanding and interpretation of the concepts embodied by the plague's author. Instead of establishing worship for the plague's author, the first warhead, Durin, cunningly utilized this worship to solidify the foundation of the Borisin's racial identity. Footnote 2. Current archaeological excavations have verified the authenticity of this aspect. During the era preceding their acquisition of long life, the Borisin indeed endured slow progress due to the harsh natural environment of their homeworld. Footnote 3. No concrete evidence suggests the occurrence of this plague catastrophe in history. Certain historical sources suggest that the author of these songs fabricated this legend to validate the divine legitimacy of Durin's reign. Footnote 4. The motif of a baby born after mere days of conception is a reoccurring heroic theme in Borisin songs and has become an established literary device. According to their songs, nearly all of their warheads spent only a few days in their mother's wombs. Number 28. Durin's pilgrimage to the Master of Immortality. Footnote 1. Durin treads the thorny road seeking the Master of Immortality, that Borisin might rule over all creation, from death and suffering given salvation. Footnote 2. But the Master of Immortality did not bless all, saying only the strong would never fall. Footnote 3. The Master of Immortality commanded the Foxian, myriad strong, to guard the tree of mystic where the weak did not belong. Footnote 4. Master of Immortality then left Durin with a beast, the Taowu, seeking the sweet dew from the treetop, a feast. Durin and the Taowu tore through the ranks, killing thousands upon thousands as their foes' numbers shrank. Footnote 5. They killed till flesh shards and broken bones filled the air. They killed till living Foxian showed neither hide nor hair. Durin walked the river of blood to the divine tree, and piously taking the dew from the freshest branch dip, took a knee. Durin, immortality claimed, asked the Master again, would you not share your blessing with my fellow kin? From the clouds, the great Master let dew fall to the land, and all creatures now lived till the cosmos's end. Footnote 6. Having enlightened existence, the Master of Immortality commanded that the million Phoxians vanquished would be by defeat branded. Conquered by Durin, who conquered the tree, you shall be Borisin's slaves for perpetuity. Footnote 7. Granting the Borisin's bodies of steel, he mandated us to conquer the heavens to repay his goodwill. Footnote 8. Footnote 1. While this song is a significant foundation of the Borisin's collective racial memory, its historical accuracy is questionable. It indeed portrays several important events in the Borisin's history, but does so with a considerable amount of dramatization. Footnote 2. Existing historical and archaeological evidence suggests that the unexpected rise of the Borisin can be attributed to the indiscriminate dissemination of the plague catastrophe by the plague's author. After all, considering the level of civilization of the Borisin during that time, it is implausible that they actively initiated contact with the Aeon. Footnote 3. Even for the plague's author, this statement would be a blatantly defamatory remark. It is evident that the Borisin interprets the concept of abundance based on their own cultural norms and values. Footnote 4. This folk song fabricates a narrative in which the Master of Immortality ordered the Phoxians to test the Borisin, using this fictional myth to provide a supposed justification for the Borisin's enslavement of the Phoxians. Footnote 5. Based on current archaeological evidence, it is believed that after the Borisin gained longevity, at least 2 amber eras had passed before they created the beast ships they currently use. The reference to Taowu in this context should be considered fictional. After all, without the means for interstellar travel, it is impossible for Warhead Durin to embark on a pilgrimage to the Aeon. Footnote 6. This portion is intriguing. According to the story, the plague's author did not originally intend to bestow immortality upon all individuals. It was the Warhead who requested this blessing for everyone. This supports the editor's assertion in the commentary in song number 27, that instead of establishing worship for the plague's author, the first Warhead, Durin, cunningly utilized their worship to solidify the foundation of the Borisin's national identity. Footnote 7. The purpose of this part is solely to legitimize the Borisin's enslavement of the Phoxians. Footnote 8. Similarly, the purpose of this part is to legitimize the Borisin's policy of plundering and invading other civilizations.